Hey everyone, this is Nick from Mecha Warehouse, and today we're back with weekly update number 114. Let's jump right in with it with week in review. So we're talking about what's been going on this week, things that are coming up, stuff like that. It's been a really long week, even though it's Thursday morning. It feels like it's been a really long week, even though it's technically a short week. But we'll start off with Monday. So Monday was the charity stream. It went very well. We went from 9 a.m. to I think about 10 p.m. and it had gone about 13 hours. My plan was 12. We went 13 because we had an extra little push at the end. We ended up raising $8,107. That includes a $2,000 match that apparently is still waiting to clear with the bank or whatever, but it will show up. We had an anonymous donor who came in clutch right at the end and donated. He offered $1,000 to match up to $500, so a 2-to-1 match. So that boosted us quite a bit at the end. We started really strong. The middle was a little bit kind of slower, I'd say, in terms of donations, but I'm happy with the results. We didn't hit the $10,000 goal, which was the plan, obviously, but we ended up doing pretty good considering. So I'm happy with that. I'm sure Shriners Hospitals for Children be happy about that. It's a good chunk of change and will be very helpful. And thank you to everybody who came and hung out, everybody who donated, all that stuff. Really appreciate it. You guys are the best. But into the chaos of the rest of the week now. So I came in Tuesday morning, our first day of the week here, and number one, we had a truck waiting for us, our big truckload shipment, which I knew was probably going to show up sometime this week. I didn't know until Monday sometime that it was showing up on Tuesday. Just couldn't get the actual tracking because they're truckloads. The tracking goes through this other system. It's a different freight carrier. It's actually kind of like a bidded out freight exchange kind of thing. So there is tracking, but we don't see the tracking unless we get the link. We don't have direct access with a tracking number like, say, FedEx or something like that. So got the tracking, knew it was showing up Tuesday. Well, the truck was here waiting for me when I pulled in fairly early Tuesday morning. I got to tell the guy, look, the crew's not going to be in for a little while, but we'll get it unloaded as fast as we can. But the really odd thing when I got out of my truck is I could smell propane. I could smell it in the parking lot. When I got into the door, I could smell it. The entire warehouse portion of the warehouse smelled like propane. Pretty bad, actually. I feared the worst. I thought that maybe the place was full of propane and we should be very careful not to light a match or create any sparks or anything like that. It turned out to be much more benign than that. Apparently the propane tank ran low. We use propane heat. It's actually a metered propane service here. So I've had propane at home and for some of my other businesses. And in those cases, they had a tank they would come fill up. And so you get a big hit every once in a while when they came to fill the tank. They've got one big tank or two big tanks or something like that to service the whole building or several buildings. And we've got an actual meter, like if we had, a city gas line or whatever. So we only get charged for what we use. And apparently those tanks must have run out. And I do know from past experience with the other propane services that you tend to smell the propane when the tank runs low or is about to run out. And so apparently that's all it was. They came out, refilled it, and luckily no major issue with that. And we got that all kind of squared away. We started checking in that massive shipment. Thankfully, we had some per diem help this week. Sean came in on Tuesday for his first time helping us out and helped us check in a bunch of stuff. And then Wednesday was even more interesting. So we knew that there was another shipment I got invoiced for on Tuesday. Usually we get invoiced and get tracking, and then stuff shows up a week or more later when it actually arrives. Apparently they shipped this, and because their office was closed, they weren't able to invoice it until the day before it arrived. So we got the invoice on Tuesday, got tracking late Tuesday. So Tuesday night, sitting there watching TV with Kate, see an email with the tracking information to find out it was arriving Wednesday. So I came in Wednesday morning for another truck sitting in the parking lot, ready to go with another kind of truckload. So the first truckload is 18 pallets, the second one was 15. More than I want to receive all at once for sure. A little bit more than I think we can ideally handle space-wise in here. We managed to get it all in. Thankfully this truck, the pallets were all loaded kind of the right way, so you could actually get a pallet jack in them without having to drag them out like the other 2 truck loads we've gotten so far have been. So we were able to unload it pretty quickly, get everything in. We had a second per diem helper Wednesday, Ryan. So Sean and Ryan, and under the direction of Kate came in for the day, managed to get the rest of that first 18 pallet shipment checked in, which was, I think, ahead of schedule as far as I'm concerned. I figured it was going to take some of Thursday as well. So we got that stuff all checked in. So today, Thursday, we'll be starting on the 15 pallet shipment. The 15 pallet shipment will restock next week. The 18 pallet shipment will restock this week, and that's got all the early birds. We'll talk about what stuff in the restock section of the video. To further complicate things, yesterday, Wednesday, David called out. He apparently is sick. He had a fever and all that good stuff. And Brent called in sick as well. And he called in sick this morning as well. He's not feeling well. And so we've been short-staffed on the shipping side. Chad's out this week for a planned absence, which left us light on Tuesday, with only 3 of our normal crew on Tuesday and only 2 on Wednesday and Thursday so far. Hopefully Brent will be good to go tomorrow, but I'm not holding my breath for it. Hopefully Dave will be good to go for tomorrow. Not holding my breath for it. So we're a little bit behind on shipping orders, which is great because we're going to start putting all the early bird orders, and then soon after that, a whole ton of pre-orders from the 15 pallet shipment will be in the shipping queue as well. So we're just going to be absolutely buried for a little while here as we process as much of this stuff and get it out. We're behind. We're short-staffed. It is what it is. Appreciate your patience, but it's been cause for kind of a stressful week, knowing that we're going to be falling behind, and we've got all this stuff coming in. All that said, though, the other aspect of all this is because we have so much stuff in here now, the 18 pallet shipment more or less filled in everything over in what I call the stack, where we keep all our excess inventory that can't go on the shelves. We've got 15 pallets right now up front, filling up the whole loading bay area for our side door up there. And so as we start checking that 15 pallet shipment, I'm not even sure where we're going to put most of it. We've got a few more spots we can kind of squeeze things in, and then we're going to start getting creative. So hopefully we'll be able to start shipping as much of that stuff as possible and able to eliminate some pallets in the next few days. I think the restock will help. In addition, we're going to be running a sale through the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, ending Sunday at midnight Eastern. Code will be year-end 15. It's going to be select items, all pretty much stuff that we know we've got a long-term supply of, and we'd like to dwindle our stock a bit to, remove things that are over here in the stack and get them out of the way so we've got room to kind of organize and put all this stuff in. I'm told we have, I think what amounts to probably another 2 truckloads worth of stuff waiting to get the okay to ship. We hopefully won't give them the okay to ship until we have room for at least one of those truckloads to fit in over here. So buying stuff on the restock, taking advantage of that sale will help us a ton. I mean, hopefully it helps you too because you're looking for those kits, but it would definitely help us a ton because the more stuff we can ship out over the next couple weeks means we have more room, and more room means we can receive the next big batch of stuff. So that's kind of what's been going on this week. It's been insane. I feel like I've been just flailing around trying to stay caught up with everything and keep everybody running, but it's working out so far. Pre-orders, there's no new pre-orders this week. The long weekend meant Patrick had some extra stuff to do Tuesday when he came in, more messages than normal. So never got to setting up pre-orders. There weren't a lot that we were going to get up this week anyway, so look forward to those hopefully next week. So let's move on to restock. All right, restocks. We got a ton of stuff in, one of our largest shipments pretty much ever. So I'll just get right into it. From Gundam Seed, we got the high-grade Destiny Gundam, high-grade Infinite Justice Gundam, and the high-grade Ailstrike all came in. Universal Century, we got a bunch. Jarzigok, this is a pretty popular kit typically. The Black Tri-Stars Zaku 1, we didn't get a ton of these in. I think there's a limit of 2 on them because we only got like a case. And I expect them to go pretty fast. If you want one, I would not wait super long to grab that. We got the GP03S and the GP02A. We got a bunch of unicorns. The Unicorn Gundam Banshee Norn Destroy mode. The Gundam Phoenix Unicorn mode, narrative gold coating. That's the plated kit. And then the full armor Unicorn Destroy mode red color version. So a bunch of high grade Unicorn related stuff. We also got the Chi versus Penelope set in. This is basically the high grade Penelope and the high grade Chi and all the extra funnel missile effect parts and all that stuff. Pretty beefy. We didn't expect them to ever reprint this one because of, I don't know, I guess people didn't suspect it to get reprinted, but it did. We got them. I don't know if they'll reprint it again after this, so you might want to grab it while you can at a good price. We also got the Gundam X Divider high grade. Real grades, we got the Gundam Exia in. I think we already had this one in stock, so this is a top off. I think a few of these might be top offs too. 30-minute Sisters option parts set 3. We definitely had these in stock before, but we got some more, so good chance to grab them. Mass-produced submachine, we were very low on these, I think, but we got topped off. And then we got some more of the Spinaccio Ninja type. And for the Pokemon fans, we got the Rayquaza back in stock. Let's move on to probably Master Grades. Master Grades, and we got a PG as well. So we'll start with the Master Grades. First up, Gundam Barbatos. It's been a little while since we've had these in stock. Didn't get a massive amount, so now's a great chance. I don't know if we've got more coming or not, but they probably won't last super long. We've got a ton from Seed, including the Sword Impulse Gundam, Astray Blue Frame Second Revise, the Dual Gundam Assault Shroud, the Aegis Gundam, the Blitz Gundam. I think we had these in stock, so this is a top off. The Infinite Justice Gundam, the Destiny Gundam Extreme Blast Mode. Also can get a massive number of these ones. And the Force Impulse Gundam. From 00, we got one, the 00 Quant. I think we've had these in stock. I think we were running relatively low though, so we got topped off on these. And then Universal Sentry, we got the Crossbone Gundam X1 Verka. We got the Gian. I think we had this one earlier this year, but we got them back. The Gun Tank, this one's particularly interesting. I think the last time I saw this was back in the attic days. I think we had a few back in the attic. So it's been a little while since we've had them. So now's a great time to get them. New Gundam Verka, we've had these in stock, I think since a week or two ago, a few weeks ago maybe, but we're topped off on these. And then of course the PG Unicorn, and I didn't expect them to come in, but we got or come in now anyway, but we also got the LED set in at the same time, so a great time to get both and get the LEDs to go with your PG Unicorn. And I believe that's it for restocks this week. We got a ton more coming next week, but yeah, get yours. Okay, so those were our restocks. Lots of good stuff. Hopefully you can take advantage and grab some of that stuff while we got it in. Let's move on to Q&A. So this is the part of the video where I answer questions from you, the viewers. If you have a question you want answered, post it down in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer it next week. First up, plastic germs. With 2023 around the corner, what are you looking forward to personally and for the business for next year? So personally, I'm looking forward to hopefully getting to a point sometime in 2023 where I can hopefully take an actual vacation, whether that be a staycation and just a week off at home, or day trips and just not being here during the week for a few days would be amazing, because I haven't had a real vacation since maybe 2019, something like that, 2018, well before all this COVID stuff and the business blew up and became what it is now. So I'm hoping to get to that vacation point. I think we're basically there, but we just need all the day-to-day, week-to-week chaos to settle a little bit and get the systems in place to let the rest of the team kind of pick up that slack if I'm gone. For the business, what I'm looking forward to is, I think 2023 is going to be a year of consolidation for us. We've grown so rapidly over the last few years. we've got all this inventory now. Our sales are way up. We're doing way more business than we've ever done before. I think like a lot of our orders are getting smaller now because we have so much stuff in stock and we're running out of space to put things, and we're hopefully get that inventory leveled out, and we're going to hopefully get rid of some of our credit that we've used to grow. We borrowed money in order to buy some of this inventory, and hopefully get to the most profitable, most sustainable place we can sometime in 2023, and allow us to get into a more sustainable growth path that isn't so breakneck, because I think we're most of the way there. I think we'll continue to grow rapidly, but we'll hopefully be growing more under control. Hopefully fast, but controlled, instead of this rapid, like break everything every 6 months like it's been going on. Great question though. And then fun question, what is your best dad joke? I don't know what my best dad joke is, so I want to tell you a joke that my son told me the other day, and is actually pretty good, and I think kind of qualifies. Why is a robot never scared? Because he has nerves of steel. So I thought that was pretty good. Anyway, moving on. Michael Knight, what is your preference when applying panel lining panel before or after applying water slides? I'm assuming a panel line accent or like a panel line wash. I do it after water slides if I'm painting. Or no, I do it before. I always do it before. Don't mind me, I'm losing my mind this week. So I apply panel line before I do decals. If I'm not painting the build, I'd usually do it with the panel lining markers, and if I'm doing it on a painted build, I'll use the Vallejo, one of the Vallejo washes to get the panel line in there. Great question though. Okay, next one, Occam's butter knife. It's a clever name. Hey Nick, I'm fairly certain that you've answered a similar question before, but I can't remember if it was a weekly update or on stream. I apologize if this is a repeat question. What is your position on personal customer order requests? For my situation, I have a recently acquired a RG Sword Impulse. I'm looking for Delphi decal water slides for it, but I'm having a hard time finding a set carried by a US store. I would order from Delphi decal themselves, however the shipping cost is a tough bolt to bite for one sheet. Any chance that I or anyone similar can make a special request to have such a thing be shipped into Mecca warehouses, slipped into a Mecca warehouse future order? So we do take requests. We're trying in general right now to reduce how much of the Delphi catalog we carry, because they've got water slides for super popular kits that are printed all the time, and they've got water slides for things that are pretty obscure. And we're trying to reduce the quantity of things we have that don't sell super frequently, just to kind of increase efficiency. It costs time, money, energy in order to have inventory or items that don't move as much. So we're trying to reduce those. We do take customer requests, so if something's popular or something especially that we've gotten in recently, we're more than happy to add it to our next Delphi order, because I think people will buy it. So feel free to email support, or better yet, if you're in the Discord, there's a new product and restock request channel. You can just drop a link in there. We keep track of those, and we feed those to Kate when she places the order. And if we can get enough of them and we think enough people will buy it, we will definitely do it. We don't do one-off like special custom orders for customers, because it's just the amount of energy that takes right now and how slammed we've been on a lot of stuff. We just can't do like one-off stuff for people, because it gets to be a little crazy, if that makes sense. So hopefully that answers your question, and hopefully we can help you out on that one. I think we probably can grab some of those. Okay. Lamech, on what kits can I use the Kotobukiya MSG add-ons, 144, 100, 160? It's not on the website. So I think the MSG parts are somewhere between 1144 and 1100 typically. I think it makes sense on a lot of the frame arms, which are 1100, but I think they're smaller 1100. I think they're a little smaller than Gundams, if I understand correctly. I've never built one, so I don't really have an image in my head, but I think they're kind of similar size there. I think some of those parts work fine on high grades, especially like a larger high grade, and some of those parts probably work fine on master grades, especially smaller master grades. And I think it's a lot of it's kind of a whatever makes sense. Even with the Bandai stuff, the Bandai Gatling cannon, the Gatling gun, pretty cool set. It's, I think, technically 1144, but it works well with a lot of master grades as well. It's a pretty beefy gun, and so I think that's kind of the case for a lot of the MSG stuff. It really depends on how big the suit itself is and what kind of aesthetic you're looking for in terms of big gun, small mobile suit, or vice versa. And then the following question, what are the crew's top 3 bands / music artists? We've got a light staff today, so we'll see what people come out with. For me, I feel like my top 3 is always changing. Depends what I'm in the mood for at the time. So just off the top of my head, I would say Periphery, Trivium, and what would the third one be? I haven't been listening to as much lately, but to shout them out, Varsity. They're like an R&B core band. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so I think that's it for questions. Like I said before, if you have a question you want answered, post it down in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer it next week. Thank you for watching. See you next time.